What's going on, YouTube? Uberman here. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Carlos from the Uberman Driver Network. He created the intro that you just saw. Absolutely love it. Looks like it's a thermite inspired introduction. Think it's really cool, so thank you, Carlos. While I'm at it, don't forget to check out Carlos's website or YouTube channel. It's www.ridesharingtech.com, or you can just look up Ride Sharing Tech, three separate words, here on YouTube. I'll have a clickable link right down here. Click on it and go check out his page. He does some pretty cool stuff, really good with electronics and computer programming. If you got any ideas for some things maybe you'd like to see created to help with the rideshare industry, feel free to holler at him, let him know. If it's possible, chances are he can make it happen. Okay, moving on. This will not be an Uber related video. There has been a lot of changes in my life lately, and it caused me to make some pretty big decisions, and I wanted to clarify really just a couple things. As far as the Uberman Driver Network and the Uberman OKC Driver Network that I have, I've pretty much stepped out of those. I haven't abandoned them. I'm not leaving them completely, but I've taken myself off of. I've just pretty much taken myself out of them for the time being. I have a lot going on in my life, guys. A lot. I'm not going to get into everything, but I will go into a little bit of detail because I know you guys like drama, and you know I've got plenty of it for you. So I'm going to give you a little piece of the drama that's been my life as of late. But I want to let you know, I still appreciate everybody on the forums. I still believe the Facebook forums are a great place to share information, knowledge, to vent. As always, I ask that you please try to keep it positive. If you had a bad day, man, go ahead and vent, talk about it, but there's no reason to go on there and just don't go on there talking Uber, this Uber's horrible, and sorry, guys. If you get deleted or banned, don't come crying to me about it. I get people that do that all the time. And guys, I have nothing to do with people being deleted anymore. As I said, I've taken myself out of those groups for the most part. I will be on there from time to time. One of the biggest things that I want to clarify right now is I've had a lot of people talking on the forums and in chats saying that Uberman quit driving for Uber. I assure you, I didn't quit driving for Uber. I'll have to die, or Uber will have to be completely shut down by Hillary Clinton if she becomes president before I stop driving for Uber. That's not going to happen, guys. I've had some pretty big events in my life lately. It's been rough, and I had to walk away from the forums and the chat rooms because I just can't deal with it. I've got enough stuff going on right here, but it has nothing to do with me no longer driving for Uber. And in fact, even though I really am not feeling up to driving tonight because I've had a really bad week, I really don't feel like driving at all. I will go out and take a few runs. I'm not going to do many, but I'm going to do a few runs tonight. And I will be more than happy to post a screenshot of this week's payout as soon as I have that for you. Because there are rumors going around that Uberman's been suspended, Uberman's been terminated, Uberman quit, and it is what I just said. It's a rumor. Okay? So I'll be more than happy to post a payout for taking a few runs this weekend so you can see what's going on. Now, are you ready for some drama? If not, go ahead and close the video now. Okay, if you're still watching, you want some drama. So, let's get into the drama. My ex-wife, I've been divorced from almost 3 years now, gets in touch with me just under 2 weeks ago. And she's concerned about her daughter. About the same time her daughter gets in touch with me, who I raised for almost an entire decade. From the time she was 6 until about the time she was 16, and she's now 17. As I said, we'd been divorced 2 years going on 3. Math adds up, okay? I know everybody's looking for a discrepancy. She's homeless at 17 years old in the state of Illinois where she lives, or lived. 17 is the age of an adult. In Oklahoma, it's 18. Sorry, guys, I'm a little raspy. Anyway, this girl's been through a lot since her mom and I got divorced. Her mom lost the kids. Her and her brothers went to foster care. They got just a lot of bad things happen. I'm not going to get into the details of all of that because it's just not something. Truthfully, you probably don't really want to hear about it. It's not pleasant. Um, anyway, I thought it over a lot, and I decided to go to Illinois and pick her up and bring her down here and try to help her get back on her feet. She got addicted to methamphetamine while she was there. I would love to tell you guys how that happened, but I'm not. I'm just not going to put people out on blast like that. As much as I might want to, I don't. Whatever. She got addicted to meth. She's done meth, pills, pot, alcohol. She's gotten herself into some pretty bad situations, and being homeless and a fairly attractive young woman, I might add. People are quick to use that to their advantage. Anyway, it really saddens me the things that people will do, especially to children. I mean, I'm sorry, 17 years old to me is still a child. Hell, in their 20s, you're still a kid. And the things people will do, it just saddens my heart to know people like that exist in this world. And it saddens me even more to know that the children that I raised have had to experience this and go through it. So moving on, I brought her down here, and I made a pretty big mistake. I let her hang out with a bunch of her friends that she hasn't seen here in many, many years. I thought it'd be good for her to, be around people that she used to know. And as it turns out, the people that I was allowing her to be around were very, very terrible influences on her. I'm not trying to minimize her role in the things that happened that I'm about to tell you about, but it definitely didn't help the situation. And anyway, she got around some of her friends, and her and I had a disagreement, let's put it that way. Pretty much anything she had been asking me if she can do, I just tell her yes, because I was trying not to hold the rope too tight. It's new to me, guys. I'm pretty smart, but obviously I don't know everything, especially when it comes to parenting a 17-year-old. Anyway, the day came where she wanted to do something, and I was finally like, no. I was like, not going to happen. She's got to start learning boundaries, and she's got to learn to respect my authority. Cartman, respect my authority. I don't know, horrible impression. Anyway, she wanted to do some things, and I said no. She took my car. She took my van. She took Big Blue, grabbed some alcohol out of the refrigerator, and some other things out of the house. And her and her friends took off and literally went just across the street to an empty parking lot that the police patrol regularly, decided to throw a party. Needless to say, it didn't take long before I got the van back. I didn't call the police or anything, wasn't trying to get her in trouble. The day after that happened, she wanted to go hang out with her friends, and I said, absolutely not. I went to the movies. I don't remember. I've seen so many movies lately. I've been spending a lot of time at the movie theaters trying to take my mind off of my own life. Anyway, I came home, and I saw, I say it was 6'5", and maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe it was 6'3", but somewhere between 6'3", 6'5", 200, maybe 230 pounds. Pretty big old boy. Tattoos down his neck, sitting on my front porch. Now, I don't know, I've never met this guy, but I knew who he was because they asked if he could come over, and I told them absolutely not. I don't want this guy anywhere near my house. He's homeless, and I've got a lot of expensive stuff in here that I'm not okay with people stealing, and we don't need a homeless guy running around here. Well, as soon as I pull up, he starts taking off. Doesn't even look at me. Not even the courtesy or the respect to look me in the eye. He just turns and just walks off another direction. Well, that's about time I start hollering, who is he? Why is he here? Sarah and a couple of her friends were in my front yard in bikinis. I later found a video on Facebook where they were twerking in the front yard, posting lots and lots of pictures, and I lost my cool, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, I didn't go beat anybody down or anything, but I mean, I blew up. I got pretty angry. I told her friends, get the hell out of my house. And I told Sarah, maybe not the best choice of words, but I told her that she has two options, an ultimatum, if you will. She can either get her stuff together, respect my house, respect my rules, or she can kick bricks. What I meant by kick bricks was that I would take her back to Illinois, where she's an adult and she can go back to living whatever life she's used to living. She took it to mean that I wanted to throw her out of the house. Well, between all the commotion, her friends were getting stuff together. They all took off, and I was like, whatever. At that point, I had to leave because I was so angry. I had to walk away from the entire situation. When I came back, she was gone, along with all of her stuff. I thought, okay, I'll give her a day to get her stuff figured out, get back home. She didn't come home. It ended with me having to call the police. I had to go to the police station, file a report. Sorry, before I forget, that's not how it ended. An hour after she took off with her friends, the police brought her back because they had 2 complaints of shoplifting at 2 stores right across the street from my house over here, and underage smoking. Well, they couldn't prove that she stole anything, so they gave her a ticket for smoking, which I later got a summons in the mail saying that I have to shell out $300 for the smoking violation, or I can have a warrant issued for my arrest and I can go to jail. I didn't do it. I had nothing to do with it. And yes, her mother signed over temporary guardianship papers indefinitely. I mean, she'll be 18 in less than a year. So, anyway, cops bring her back, and she says she's going across the street to get some of her stuff that she left. Then she never comes back. Moving on, I hear from people that she's out doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm trying to get her home. Honestly, at that time, I was ready to just take her back to Illinois. I was done. The cops did everything they could. I had a feeling I knew where she was. Turned out my intuition was right. The police went out there and checked it out. They denied having her there, even though she was. And later on, she was brought back. I had Oklahoma City police meet me to pick her up. And I get emotional a lot, especially lately because I'm hurt, guys. I'm just hurt over so many things right now. Girlfriend issues, daughter, just life in general has really beaten me down lately. I'm not one to cry, but it's been happening lately. I was ready to give up on her, and I feel very regretful for that, because that is not what a parent figure does. You have children, even though she's not my biological child. If your children are bad, you can't just say, well, I'm done with you, I'm going to ship you off or throw you away. These are your kids. And I almost gave up on her, and for that I feel really horrible. I've been in contact with her mother, and her mother has done a lot of things that's led her to where she's at now. And her mother did a lot of things, which is the reason I'm no longer married to her. I filed for divorce because I couldn't do it anymore. And when Sarah was missing, of course, I was in constant contact with her mother. And when I finally found Sarah and picked her up, the first thing I did is put Sarah on the phone with her mom, and I listened to them for a good 40 minutes. I listened to the two of them go back and forth, and the hatred in Sarah's voice, and the hateful things that she said to her mother. And not because she's just being disrespectful, but from the things that she has been through, from the things that her mother allowed to happen in that house. I had no idea. I'm appalled, and I can't believe I used to be married to this woman. Wow. Anyway, yeah. The things this 17-year-old has had to endure and go through, this is something adults shouldn't have to bear. A child damn sure shouldn't have to. So I decided, instead of keeping a loose rope on her, I'm tightening that sucker down. She's got one more opportunity. This is her last chance, and she knows that. Her driving privileges are gone. Basically everything that she was enjoying doing is gone. She's lost everything, and she understands that, and she accepts that. But she cried and cried. Honestly, we all did. She's hurt. She's hurt really bad that her own mother would do things to her and allow things to happen to her and around her. And she needs help. And that's what I'm here for. I want to help her, and I'm going to try. But she also understands that I have two little ones here that are very impressionable, and they have not dealt with this kind of stuff. And I can't allow them to be negatively influenced by what she's doing. So I took her to the doctor today. We got every test in the world done, from STDs, drugs. I know everything that she's done, everything she's been messing with. I already know. I already got the results back. STD test results will be back in about a week. The first step is getting her cleaned up. And I told her, I'm here to help you, but you can't help somebody that doesn't want it. So if you want help, if you want to change, if you want to get your life back on track, then this is where you need to be, right here with me. But if you don't want it, if you just want to go party and screw around, then you can't be here, because I can't do it. I'm not putting my little ones through it. And personally, I'm not going to be... If I got a $300 ticket for a cigarette, can you imagine what would happen to me if they caught her with drugs or alcohol? I know this video is running long, guys. Sorry. But everybody's been wondering what's happening, so I just decided to throw a short... This is just a short bit of information here. My van has had some issues. Catalytic converter went bad. Replaced the cat. It was almost $400. Replaced both oxygen sensors. Let's see. I know there's been more to it than that. Oh, I did take it down to get the windows tinted today. That had nothing to do with anything wrong with it, but I got the windows tinted. Transmission has occasionally had a harsh shift from time to time, randomly. Ended up going to a transmission shop twice, and they hooked a computer up, and they had to run it hard to verify what was happening. They told me my transmission's good. That's the good news. The transmission is not bad. The fluid's been flushed. It's gotten a new filter. They said the transmission's in excellent condition. In fact, when they saw the mileage and they saw the clutch volume index, the CVI, which determines the thickness of the clutch material, that's how you know when your transmission's going bad. The clutch volume index will actually get higher as the clutches wear, and the higher the number, the worse it is. And he said mine are good. They start at 70, mine's at like 82. And he said with 150,000 miles on it, he said that's unheard of. He said that transmission is in excellent condition. But we have an issue with random harsh shifting that's not throwing any check engine light. Turns out he believes the entire issue lies in a known fault with these transmissions, which is a transmission shift solenoid pack assembly, or solenoid pack assembly. These are known problems from like 1980s all the way to 2010s. They're just a faulty item. They wanted $800. Needless to say, I got on eBay, got one from Borg Warner, which is a reputable company. Got it for $125 with new input and output speed sensors. My speedometer was off by like 5 miles an hour. I had to have the speedometer recalibrated. And now my headliner is starting to sag. In a couple places it started just randomly sagging. So I had to call and get a quote for that today. $250 if they do the labor of taking it out. Needless to say, since I'm a mechanic, I will be pulling it out, and it'll cost me $130 instead. So there you have it. It's been rough, guys. And yes, I'm still dealing with my arm. But you know what? This has become a footnote in comparison to everything else that's going on in my life. But you know what? I'm not gonna lie, guys. I am depressed. I'm sad as hell. But at the end of the day, I can't sit around and boo-hoo and cry about my life. I can't. There's been some other big changes I made, but I can't get into it. I can't put it on a video. You have choices, guys. You can let depression beat you, I could go back, lay in this bed, crawl in a hole, and just cry myself to sleep every night about how horrible life is and how sad I am. But what in the hell is that going to do? Nothing. You know, at the end of the day, I got to pay the bills here. I've got kids that rely on me. People need me. I don't have the option to go hide. I don't have the option to sit around and feel sorry for myself all the time. I do it when I have time. And the rest of the time, I do what needs to be done because that's what a parent does. That's what a responsible adult does. Anyway, guys, sorry for the long video. Carlos, thank you again, man. I definitely appreciate you. Big help, and love the new intro. Guys, I will be doing a video this weekend that will be absolutely Uber related. Hope you like the new Uber clothing. Personally, I love them. Of course, mine, sorry, backwards camera. Mine says Uberman on YouTube. You know, had to tweak mine just a little bit. Anyway, guys, I hope you're having a better week than me, and I hope you make lots of money this weekend. It's Friday. I'm going out tonight. I'm not fired. I'm not suspended. You'll see. Just be careful out there, guys. Make a lot of money. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Be safe out there, and Uber on.